Okay, so we talked about modeling, we talked about not correcting your child, and we talked about slowing down, which you could say is 2 or 3 tips right there, but I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3 more. Okay, so number 4, we'll say, is narrating what you say throughout the day or what is going on. What this looks like is if I'm going into the kitchen to make a sandwich and my child is with me, I'm going to say, "Ooh, I feel hungry. Hmm, mommy hungry. Hmm, what should I eat? Hmm, I want a sandwich. Let's go walk, walk, walk to the kitchen. I need bread. Get the bread. Take the bread out. Ooh, I want ham. Go get the ham. Open the fridge. Open. You get the gist. You are literally coming on a TV show of children with me to talk about every little thing that you're doing and making it sound entertaining like you're narrating a story. Hence, narration. You are narrating what's going on throughout the day. I had one parent tell me they call this the sportscaster in their house, and I love it because that's exactly what it is. You are a sportscaster of your own life. But this also can be done in terms of your child's point of view. So if your child is playing, and this is a really good thing that you can do, is just while they're playing, you just start talking about what they're doing. Oh, Gabby has the ball. She threw it up. Oh, it fell down. Ball down. She's running to get it. Run, run, run. She picked it up. She got it. So I'm talking in third person, but you can also talk in second person, and that you just use you. Oh, you got it. You got the ball. Yay. For children who struggle with pronouns, sometimes I talk in first person. I talk from their perspective. So even if I'm not the one playing and little Gabby is playing, I'm talking like I'm her. I have the ball. Purple ball. Throw the ball. I threw it. I'm giving the examples to her from my point of view. Some people may argue that teaches the wrong perspective or this, that, or the other. But honestly, if a child is that young, it's not going to impede their language if they're not using language at that time or speaking much at all or understanding to that level. It's not going to hinder them. It actually can, from my experience, be helpful for children who use a lot of echolalia or are autistic. For me, that has worked pretty well with establishing and teaching them more language, because when they repeat they repeat me, but it turns out to be correct for them. So take that with what you will. But narrating is great. It's the perfect thing to do when you don't know what else to say, and a perfect thing to do during the downtime. It doesn't have to be nonstop. Just every now and then, if you're watching TV and the child is playing over in the corner, oh, Tabby has the ball. Big ball. Oh, she threw the ball. Go back to watching your TV. Go back in a couple minutes later, make another comment or two. Something is better than nothing, people. Something is better than nothing. On that note, I do want to point out too that spending time with your child and experiencing games, toys, activities, even if they literally play with pens and line them all up, it doesn't matter what it is. You engaging with them and talking with them is the best thing for their learning. The best thing. And if you want to get in TV shows and things, anything with a real life person is the best opportunity for your child to learn, but it does not ever, ever, ever replace you. You are the most important and you have the most impact. Oh, okay. We have 2 more to go. Still with me? Hanging in there? All right, let's do this. Okay, repetition. Repeat, 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 repeat. I want you to literally parrot yourself or your child all day long if you can. Oh my gosh, as much as you can. Repetition, repetition, repetition. It matters. Whether your child is working on sounds or working on language, like actual vocabulary and learning words, repeating yourself is important. They need to hear it 20 more times plus than you do in order to learn a new word. Think about vocabulary, and somebody says this crazy cool word that you've never heard before and you don't know what it means. How many times do you have to hear it in context before you learn what it means to be confident enough to say it? Think about that. For some people, it'll be pretty quick. For some others, it'll be pretty long. It's the same for your kids. Some kids literally need to hear things hundreds of times before they try to say it themselves. Others, maybe once or twice. And honestly, it depends on what stage of development they are at regarding their language. If they are in a language explosion period, which happens, they might need a little less repetition before they imitate you. If they have never said a word or only have one or two words in their pocket right now, they're probably going to need to hear it a lot of times. A lot of times. So, one thing you can do here is I like to use the rule of 3. So anytime I say a word that I want a child to learn or that is our focus or target word at the time, I am saying it 3 times. So if it is ball and we are playing with a ball, I am saying ball, ball, ball. Literally be obnoxious. So obnoxious. I want you to be in their face about it, making it fun. If they get frustrated with you, then they might be a little bit too old for that and you can turn it down a notch. You do not need to be talking to them like they're 1 when they are 5. But if they have a lower level of vocabulary and you're trying to increase it, or if they are struggling with a certain sound and you're trying to increase their accuracy with it, you need to repeat yourself as much as you can and as much as you will tolerate. So rule of 3, rule of 3, rule of 3. Use it. Everything you say 3 times. Alrighty. Tip number 6 or number 5. I guess I'm giving you guys kind of a bonus tip here, but the +1 rule. When your child starts saying one word, you add one word to it. If your child says ball, you say go ball or purple ball. You describe the ball, you give it a preposition, ball on. I don't care what order. I don't care if you put your word first and their word second or whatever. You add a word to what they say. That expands their language, that expands their understanding and teaches them, you can say this too. You just said ball. You could have said ball on because you put it on the table, and that's appropriate. So you want to keep it positive, keep it happy for them, but ball on. Go ball. I took you one step further there. But +1 rule. If your child says one word, you add a word to it. If your child says 2 words, you add a word to it. So they have 3. If your child says a 3-word phrase, you add a word to it and now they have 4. You don't have to do this every single time they say something. But as much as you can, it's really helpful. It's a great trick. It's a great rule to implement and to try to get yourself used to. So one thing to do with this too is if your child is not saying words yet, you can do this with their sounds. So if your child says ah, then guess what you do? You add you add a sound to that sound. So if they said ah, I go up to them and I go ma, ma, and I say it ma 3 times. Rule of 3. But add one. So instead of adding a word because they're not at that word level, I'm adding a consonant. If your child is saying vowel sounds, add a consonant to the beginning or end of it, even if it's not a word. Ma, I guess could be mama, but it's not a word. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to expand their language, expand their use of consonants, expand their vocalizations, or the things that are coming out of their mouth. If your child is saying ma, you can add a syllable to it. Ma, 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 ma. Or you add again, add a consonant. They say ma, you say mom. Mom. I'm doing visual cues. That's what I'm doing right here. That is also another trick and another tip that is on the handout and is also a bonus tip for you guys. You guys are just getting lucky today.